Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, my brothers and sisters. We want to say good morning and welcome to another edition, another episode of Good Morning. This is the daily grief devotional that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. That's right. How am I going to get through this one day at a time? As always, I love to tell you, I love to start it out. I want to say this until you memorize it in your spirit that grief is the natural and normal response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. Grief is what you feel on the inside, mourning is how it is expressed on the outside. Therefore, we do not suppress what we feel, but we express what we feel. And that's why we say, good morning, because mourning is a good thing. Mourning is a great thing. Mourning is what we do on our road of healing. And so we are grateful and thankful for this opportunity to come together, to gather together, to be able to mourn together in community. I'm so grateful and thankful for this virtual village, and I'm thankful for your presence and everything that you've gone through and been through. I'm so glad that we have the opportunity to come together as a community and to navigate through it together. And so I love y'all with the love of the Lord, and I'm so excited to have this opportunity to lead you today in our grief devotional. Today is day 45. We're going to talk about honor the grief, give thanks for the love. Honor the grief and give thanks for the love. Our quote is coming from Stendhal, somebody named Stendhal, which says, the most important business of life is love. Or maybe it's the only one. The most important business of life is love, or maybe it's the only one. I want to start out by saying happy Valentine's Day. We know that this is the day of love, and this is the time where we focus on the love that we have, not just the love that we have for our spouses or our partners, our boos or our bays, but the love that we have for each other. And so this is the time, even when you start talking about love and triggers and trauma and grief, that we remember the people that we loved. We remember our loved ones. We remember the ones that have gone on. We remember the ones that have transitioned. That this is a day of love, and I know that this can be a difficult day for so many people as you start to continue to grapple with the reality that your loved one has transitioned. So I hope and pray that this devotional helps you in some type of way. Let's get into it. Life is made meaningful by love, period. Life is made meaningful by love. Those of us who have been privileged to love and be loved understand this profound yet exquisitely simple truth that life is made meaningful by love. And for those of us who have been privileged to love and be loved, we understand this profound yet exquisitely simple truth. This statement is so true, right? That life is made meaningful by love. And when you have the privilege to be a son or a daughter and to be loved by a mother and a father, and when you are privileged to be a mother and a father and have the opportunity to experience the love of a son and daughter, you've been privileged to be a husband, to love a wife, or a wife to love a husband, and you've been privileged to be a brother that loves a sibling that loves your sister, or a sister that loves your brother. Y'all, life is made meaningful by love. And I say privileged because God gives us and grants us and graces us with the opportunity to experience the dynamics of these relationships. And we love, and we have minutes and moments and memories, right? And we love and have laughter and fellowship and fun and food and all of these wonderful things. These are the things that gives life meaning, right? It is made meaningful by love. Having the opportunity to love and having the opportunity to be loved, this is what makes life meaningful. Check this out. Death separates us from the physical presence of those we love, but it cannot separate us from love itself. Death separates us from the physical presence of the people that we love, but it cannot separate us from love itself. This is what you got to understand. Yes, the physical presence of the person has transitioned, but it does not mean that your love ceases or that death separates you from love itself. We continue to love even as we grieve. Ooh, we continue to love even as we grieve. We will keep loving until our last breath, and who knows, perhaps beyond. And I think oftentimes that's what makes the grieving process difficult, because we continue to love even as we grieve. That even as we grieve, even as we grapple with this pain, even as we deal with this new normal, guess what? Our love does not stop. When our loved one dies, our love does not stop. It is not capped. It does not stop flowing. No, we continue to love even as we grieve. I made a statement yesterday. I posted it. I said, sometimes we mourn the moments that didn't happen, right? We continue to love even as we grieve. But some of y'all started posting inside the chat, like we mourn the moments that didn't happen. And we long and would have loved to be able to witness and to see those things, right? To see a child turn 13, to see a daughter turn 16, to see a son turn, to see a child turn 21. We mourn not having the opportunity to see those things happen because they died before they could. We mourn the opportunity to have been able to be a grandparent, right? Your child was taken away, and now you don't have the opportunity, or at least from this child anyway, to be a grandparent. We mourn the moments that didn't happen, right? Oh, I didn't get to see my child graduate. Or they didn't get to make it to their 50th birthday party. I didn't get to throw them a party. I didn't get to see this. I didn't get to see. We mourn the moments that didn't happen. And y'all, the reason why even 5 and 10 years from now, a grief wave can hit us and we think it's seemingly out of nowhere is because even when our loved one died, our love did not cease. Our love continued to go, our love continued to flow. That we still got love for them. We still got mad love for them. And so when those monumental seasons or those milestones hit or those things begin to happen, y'all, we grieve deeply because we love deeply, right? We grieve deeply because our love was so deep for the individual that transitioned. Check this out, y'all. Short today. We got to know and understand that love endures. And it is love that will continue to make our life meaningful. Check this out. Whenever I feel my grief, I will try to remember that I am also feeling my love. This is good. Whenever I feel my grief, I will try to remember that I am also feeling my love. I feel this pain, but I'm also feeling this passion. I feel this pain because I feel this passion, right? I feel this grief, but I also feel this love, the love that I have for the individual that transition. When I feel my grief, I'm also feeling the love, all the love that I didn't have the opportunity to express, right? Because you are so filled with love. You are so full with love. When the individual go, and you can show them every day, you can tell them every day, but when that person leaves, you still had a reserve of love that you were going to spend the rest of your lifetime expressing to this individual because they've gone, because they've transitioned, right? You're still left with this love. You're still left with this supply of love. You're still left with all of this warehouse filled with love. Now, what am I supposed to do with this? So you got to remember, here it is. You got to remember, whenever I feel my grief, I will try to remember that I am also feeling my love. And this is what we do. I will honor the grief and give thanks for the love. I will honor the grief and give thanks for the love. I will honor the grief. I will give thanks for the for having the opportunity to have loved, and for having the opportunity and the privilege to have been loved. I will honor the grief. I will give thanks for the love. Mm. Look, on this Valentine's Day, I hope and pray that some type of way, as you remember the love of your loved ones and as you continue to mourn meaningfully, honor the grief, give thanks for the love. I'm rooting for you. I'm praying for you. If you got any questions or comments, I would love to entertain them at this time. I will entertain them at this time. Questions or comments? Any questions or comments? Honor the grief. Give thanks for the love. I will honor the grief and give thanks for the love. I will honor the grief and give thanks for the love. Yeah, I think it was when it was one of my birthdays. I think I was turning 40. I don't know. When I was turning 40, I was feeling, I was feeling some type of way. And, I was feeling some type of way. And then there was this young man. There was this young man. Was it that situation? There was this young man at one of the local schools, middle schools that I used to work at. Um, or I used to volunteer when we started the church where he lost his life over the weekend. He was 14 years old. He was 14 years old, lost his life over the weekend. Here I am feeling some type of way about turning 40. And I was feeling some type of way. And then looking at the fact that I think he may have been 13, maybe. I said he didn't even make it to 14. Here I am feeling some type of way about, look, the honor and the privilege, the blessed, wonderful opportunity to turn 40, to see 40. He didn't see 14, which shifted it pulled me out of the funk that I was in, and really just shifted my mindset. And I really began to look at, man, just the opportunities, the chances I had, the experiences I had, the blessings that I had, the opportunities that I've been given and granted and graced with. And I don't know, just something began to shift. I think about, oftentimes my pops died when I was 33, and I'm like, man, I still need him at 40. I need him at 45. There's wisdom I need. I still need this. I need guidance. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think and be like, but I become so thankful for the 33 chapters that I had, right? And so even in that moment, in those moments, those stories, especially with my father, I honor the grief and I give thanks for the love, right? My pops was kind of like the neighborhood pops, pops to everybody. My father and my mom, we was just that neighborhood house. And, some people didn't get 33 years with their father, right? And it doesn't make my situation less painful, but it does help me to better give thanks for the love that I have. Instead of focusing on, man, dang, 33, I still need them at 40. I need them at 45. I still need this wisdom. It's like, no, honor the grief, right? But give thanks for the love. Give thanks for the 33 chapters. Give thanks for the opportunities, for the minutes, the moments, and the memories that I was able to have, that I was able to give, right? So I think that even as you navigate through this Valentine's Day and continue to navigate through your grief, I think it's very important that we do honor the grief. Honor the grief, right? But also give thanks for the love, right? The enemy will try to trick you and get you to focus on what you didn't get instead of focusing on what you were able to get, right? And so oftentimes what you focus on, it magnifies, right? So if all we focus on is the time we didn't get and the stuff that didn't happen and the minutes, the moment that we didn't get, and I understand there's a place for that, right? Because we mourn what we never got to experience. But I just want to help you. I just want to help you when it comes to your mindset, that you can also look at it in the other way, right? You can look at it from the standpoint of, yeah, I'm going to honor the grief when it happens, but I'm also going to give thanks for the love, for the opportunity to show love, and for the opportunity to be a recipient of love that I had throughout my lifetime with the loved one that has transitioned, right? I'm going to honor the grief, and I'm going to give thanks for the love. Yep, that's it, Sonia. Marla Talley, good morning. It's better to love and to have lost than to never have loved at all. I know you up here quoting Houdini. I'm reading it like, wait a minute, this sounds familiar. One love, one love. You're lucky just to have just one love. You remember we used to do that? Love. Come on and quote Houdini up in here. Oh man, this is beautiful. The real deal. We can grieve many things, right, Pastor? A loss of life, finances, relationship statuses. Yes, this is what you call compounded grief. This is what you call compounded grief. Compounded grief is when you grieve a number of different things at the same time. Compounded grief is when there are a lot of different things that that can happen. It could be a number of different depths. Any loss, change, and transition. You could lose your job. You can lose a loved one. You can lose your house, you can lose your spouse, you go through a divorce. If you got all of those things going on at the same time, guess what? That's compounded grief. It's compounded grief. And so you can grieve many things. That means a lot of things are adding up. There's a lot of loss, change, and transition that you're dealing with. So you are absolutely right. Any loss, change, and transition, any loss, change, and transition, that's grief. Grief is the natural normal response to loss, change, and transition. On here, we talk about death primarily, but in the secondary fashion, any loss, change, and transition, your pet dies. That's grief. If you get a reduction in your salary, whatever, you can change geographical locations. You can work for the same company but switch departments. You can go from this department to that department, and you could be feeling something that you can't put your finger on. It's grief. It's loss, change, and transition, right? You're changing locations. You done built community, friends, this, that, and the other. Any loss, change, and transition it can lead to grief, right? So you got to process that and digest that. So very important. When I was 9. Hey, Brittany girl. Yes, my dad died when I was 9. It's your perception. Thank you, Rev. You welcome, girl. Absolutely. You got it. You are absolutely right. Thank you for sharing. Any other questions, comments? I appreciate y'all. I love y'all, and I thank y'all. I'm so glad that y'all are on here. I hope this made sense. Did this make sense today? Was this cool today? Did you get it today? Did you get it yet? Did you get it yet? Did you get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it yet? Let's go. All right. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. I hope and pray that you have a marvelous day, that your Tuesday is terrific. Happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you. Remember, honor the grief and thank God for the love. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. Pastor Duncan, out.
Good morning.